Morning everyone. Let's dive into some of these major markets, the ones that have really been having some fantastic moves. Let's just see where we are in these trends. We're going to take a look at gold here. Gold has a nice pro trend system buy 3 days ago. Nice entry on that, stop at the lows, and we're pushing up to 27.39. So we're doing okay. Big deep pullback on gold. Lots of red pro trend system short signals here. We've got this hammer candlestick right at the lows, and since then we've been pushing up for the last 3 days. So we're shooting for 27.39, 2739, and then we've got targets up here as well. I think it's a good point now to move stop to break even. We can then put our trailing stop in play here and get a free trade out of this because this was quite a deep pullback. We took out these previous lows here, so really we've got to make a new high to keep this trend going. Otherwise this could be a lower high because we've had a lower low here. However, we're just going to use the colors on the pro trend system, stay long until that happens. Okay, weekly on gold here, a little bit different on weekly because we've got a red pro trend system on weekly. We had a nice phase where it was very long on the storyteller momentum indicator, but really I think, you know, staying long gold is perfectly fine. We had some big wide range candlesticks on the weekly time frame, but look, at the moment I'm just playing long side trades in gold because of these signals. Okay, let's have a little look at Bitcoin because that has been an absolute tear. We've just blown through these areas here of profit targets, and we're fully into green pro trend system momentum, and we're not getting out of this trade until we start to see this first green track here, which is this dot, start to turn red. We certainly haven't got that, and of course we got the big round number of 100,000 just above here. And let's dive into the 4-hour time frame because it shows you a little bit more of the momentum. We are starting to slow the momentum to the upside, even though it's been green and up. And some of the guys in our trading room are just trading Bitcoin in the funded account, guys. Absolutely smashing it with the pro trend system. It's been absolutely fantastic. But we are starting to slow a little bit around this 100,000. So do we get, it'd be lovely to get a spike through the highs of 100,000 and just see what the reaction is after that. I've been long Bitcoin since 17,000. It's doing incredibly well. I think there's more upside, but this psychological area of 100,000 is going to be really interesting indeed. And let's just go back to this daily chart here. We are getting quite extended. I call this peaking out. When it gets very high, it gets very peaky here on the momentum indicator, it can have a reversion back to the mean, and we could easily see Bitcoin drifting back to 94,500 before it resumes its move up. So it's getting toppy. If this was any other market, I'd be saying this is getting toppy, but I'm fully invested in this and I'm continuing to hold Bitcoin to the long side. Let's take a little look at natural gas here, because if you've listened to my analysis on natural gas, you'll realize that I've been pretty much long this market since down here. Once we got into the buying zone here, then we got the daily green pro trend system. We've been up ever since. It feels like a lifetime ago, to be honest, but this was back in August buying this market, and it's doing really well in my share dealing account. I've got an ETF on this. I think this, guys, is wave 1 up, and let me just show you what I mean on an Elliott wave count here. So I think this is 1 up, this is 2 down potential, and it fits the criteria for a wave 2 down. And this could be wave 3 up. And wave 3 is never the shortest wave, okay? So I messed the drawing up there. But so, you know, it's never the shortest wave. So I'm staying long. Once again, I'm in this in a share dealing account. If you're doing this with a spread bet, then costs can be, overnight charges can be very expensive. And I wouldn't do it in a spread betting leveraged account. I would trade this in a share dealing account where there's no leverage, okay? So that's the wave count. I think we've got plenty of upside here, and we're just starting to push through that resistance on natural gas. And, you know, that next target is 41.47. Nice pro trend system buy. So many trades, guys, so many opportunities. 2024 has been absolutely fantastic. I think 2025 is going to be not a buy and, I think in commodities we're going to see buy and hold strategies where we can get into these fantastic moves, because it feels like with the strength in the dollar, the commodity market has really lagged. I mean, besides gold and silver lagging a little bit behind gold, you know, a lot of the markets like that are not popular, like heating oil, the grains market, natural gas. I think they could go on a really big market move. And I think they could be the next stars in the global markets, where we've had some cracking moves in Nvidia. We'll look at Nvidia in a second, and the likes of Meta and all those big Magnificent Seven markets have been done so well, and plenty of others as well. But I think 2025 is going to be more of a trading year than more of a buy and hold and make loads of money. And you'll see plenty of people and then portfolios that have just turned up on YouTube, portfolios starting to take a bit of a hit potentially. So let's take a little look at Nvidia, because of course, if you don't know when to exit a trade for a nice profit, and you're not understanding where you should be getting out of some of these trades using a system or a strategy, just buying a holding, at some point it is going to have a bit of a dent on the account because it is going to pull back. But if you're buying and holding for several years, 10 years, then that's perfectly fine. It really depends what your exit strategy and your time horizon is for those trades. Okay, so for example, with the natural gas, I'm holding for months and months and months into the future. As long as we've got green pro trend system buy signals on the weekly time frame, I'm going to be staying long, because if you can hang in to those big trades that you risk small and get really big returns, like you've seen on the Nvidias and the Apples of past, and if you can really make some nice returns on these trades. But it is the exit. I think the exit is the hardest thing. But if you can use our system like this, then you've got a great chance of knowing when to get out, especially on the buy and holds. You can always get back in, can't you? Right, yesterday, so we had earnings out on Nvidia, and we spiked spiked on Wednesday up into the 1272 fib extension. Okay, so we moved right up exactly to the 127 fib extension and reversed from that. Now, of course, as I said the other day, we've got this three-wave divergence. We've got a high, we've got a new high, we've got a lower storyteller. And the yellow lines have come into play here, and they're 45 degrees. That's why it's a little bit concerning. And then we made a new high to 1272 fib, and we got a lower high on the storyteller. So we've got what we call a three-wave divergence going on here. It just means that price is pushing up, but momentum is slowing. So the move is slowing down. That's all it means, all right? Now the key is here. If they rejected this price up here on Nvidia, then we could start to see a red down. I don't fancy shorting it, to be honest. I think if I short it on the PTS, it will do very nicely. I just don't have the appetite to want to short Nvidia. Okay, I don't fancy shorting it at all. I mean, it's a pretty lively market. And you can see here on the weekly time frame that the new high in Nvidia, we've got this major 45-degree divergence. So it is slowing down. Do we get a pullback? Do we get a deep pullback? Because it'd be great to even buy some more shares in this if we do get a nice retracement, i.e. a nice sell-off. I'd love then to buy some more if we get a really nice sell-off. I don't fancy buying the highs. I also don't fancy shorting it either, guys, if that makes sense. All right. So really, I'm just bottling it, to be honest with you, not shorting it, nor going long up here. All right, that's a football term, of course, of not having the, you-know-what, to get in or get out of the trade. All right, let's have a little look at some other markets. I really want to show you this trade that's set up in the yen pairs, because you're missing out on so many opportunities. This is one that we spoke about for October that's going to happen in November, okay? This is a trend predictor, and you've seen loads of videos on that. I'm sure there's loads of videos on our website, Trading College here, guys, that you can see us trading this trend predictor. When the trend predictor, the red arrow, says red arrow and closes red arrow, it means that the next candlestick could go down. Now, a green would be the next candlestick could go up. All right, so in our trading room, once a month, we look at the monthly time frames to see what's setting up for the month following. So it's a lovely way to make income on these trades doing very little work. And we've got a side of our students at Trading College that just do these big swing trades because they're working. People working, still got their jobs, are still in their businesses. And they don't want to day trade the market like a lot of the other guys in the room and girls. So you can see here this trend predictor. We said that I was looking at this and I was telling everyone to focus on this because we do a big picture update every month. So when the trend predictor sound down for November, we then go down to the daily chart. All right, so now we want that signal So we're combining multiple time frames here. We use the monthly to give us the big picture, what's going to happen for the month. And then we go down to the daily for the entry. And once we get the red pro trade system here, this came sort of early on in November. We put this short in, we put the stop in, and now we're picking off really nice profit targets. So we're nearly down to, well, we're 300 points in profit on this trade and done very, very little, guys. The pound Japanese yen was the other one that we got the same signal. We're down really nicely, guys, as in profit on the short side. Look, you've got a daily one here as well. Okay, so we're shorting around these areas. We're at 197. It's now trading at 193. So what a lovely move. We've got more downside to come in this market. So doing very little. And if you look at the 4-hour time frame, the way this is just selling off really nicely today. So we're short this market. We started the month all prepared, and this market is pushing down absolutely beautifully today, and that's with the monthly and daily combination. I'm sure I'll do a video on teaching you guys combining the right time frames to trade, because I don't want to trade a monthly and a weekly together, okay? And I'll do that on another video for you. So that's been a really good move to the downside. The one market that they don't always work, but one market that hasn't moved, which I was really hoping it would do, and that's the soybeans market. We made that potential, well, it was a red pro trend system to short. I should have just listened to that. The system makes more money than me by far. But I was looking for this to make a higher low, and then we go into a nice green pro trend system and shoot up from here. This hasn't triggered, all right? So we didn't get that move to the upside, which was an absolute shame, because I was really looking forward to trading the grain market. Otherwise, just be careful on the Nasdaq. And because we got a double trend predictor here on the daily chart, guys, trend predictor for today. All right, so this could push down today depending when you look at this video. All right, I hope it helps the analysis, and come and join us in our trading room and come and get this software. It's great, and it really does help you with your trading. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Give us a like, guys, and give us a comment as well. We're desperately trying hard to grow our content inside YouTube. We'd love you to subscribe to the channel, and that would really do us a favor, because we are literally going to be rolling out lots of education for you and keeping you updated with all these swing trades and potential trades for 2025. So subscribe to the channel and you'll get all those notifications. Hope it helps. Speak to you soon. Have a great rest of the weekend.